Here's a stat that might surprise you. Currently, over 9 million Americans live abroad, and that number is rising quickly. Why? Well, mostly because remote work has changed everything: the way people live, the way they work, and the way they travel. We can be talking about places like Portugal, Spain, Mexico, Thailand. Many people are realizing now that they don't have to stay in one place to work or to live. But here's the thing that no one talks about when you're thinking about making that big move. It's not just about where you're going, it's also about how to get all your stuff, all of your belongings there. And that's where SDC International Shipping comes in. SDC International Shipping, we're not just movers, but relocation guides, specializing in every step of the journey. Let me tell you a quick story. Jenna and Dan were both working remotely from Los Angeles in the areas of technology and marketing. They had great income, but they worked long hours and had a growing dream of trading traffic and high rent for something a little bit different. In 2023, they decided to pack their belongings and move to Lisbon, Portugal to work remotely. Their visas were approved. Everything was going according to plan. The next step was, do they sell everything and just ship a few suitcases? Do they rent a furnished apartment? What about their work-from-home gear, or their dog, or Dan's favorite espresso machine that he said he couldn't live without? They called us at SDC International Shipping, and a relocation specialist walked them through the entire process. If you've ever talked about this with family or friends before, you've probably been given this kind of advice. Some people will say, just go ahead and sell everything and start fresh overseas. It's too expensive to ship things internationally. It's just easier to buy the furniture when you arrive. And also, you can't bring electronics, they're not going to work. Well, that's not true any longer, and those are potentially mistakes. The truth is, international moving doesn't have to be complicated anymore. The times have changed, even from several years ago. What you need to do is you need the correct planning, you need the right paperwork, and you need to have an experienced team that knows the laws, the customs, and the best shipping routes. And that's what we do every day here at SDC International Shipping. Basically, this is how it works. Step one is you get a free consultation. We'll learn about your destination, your timeline, and what you'd like to bring. From there, step two is the quote and the plan. You'll receive a detailed quote, no surprise fees, and a recommendation of air freight or sea freight, depending on the urgency and the volume of whatever it is that you're moving. Step three is the packing and the inventory. Yes, you can pack yourself, or you can take advantage of a professional packing team. A pro tip here: for all risk insurance coverage, let us pack for you. That is important because your items do have to be professionally packed in order to be covered by most insurances. Next, step four, customs and paperwork. This was an area that tripped up a lot of people in the past, but you don't have to worry about this anymore. We're here to help you prepare everything from the change of residency certificates, valued inventories, tour forms for the UK, for example, and more. TOR forms, maybe you're familiar with them. That is basically your transfer of residence that shows the items that you're bringing in are for your daily living, your household goods, which, if you have everything done properly, you're not going to pay taxes on as you would if you're bringing in inventory that is, let's say, for sale. That's a whole different topic, but with the right forms in order, you don't have to worry about any surprise fees when entering, let's say, the UK. And then finally, step five is the door-to-door delivery. Everything is coordinated from the pickup to the delivery, storage if needed. Sometimes things happen at the last moment that are not planned for, and you don't have to worry about that either. We have done this process so many times before. we know how to dot the I's and cross the T's and have backup there in case the unexpected happens. You also won't have to worry about international transport. Everything is delivered right to your new home abroad, unpacked, put together, set up. You can even have white glove service. Maybe you've injured your back or neck or are older and don't want to risk getting injured moving heavy boxes. You can opt for white glove service, in which everything from the very start, packing everything to unpacking, clearing everything out, putting all the items in their final locations within your new home, everything can be taken care of for you if that's what you'd like. So where are remote workers going? Well, Portugal, with its D7 visa, is very popular in 2025, as is Spain, because they now offer a digital nomad visa. France, Ireland, Germany for career-minded expats. Areas of healthcare and technologies are very popular right now, especially families, a lot being attracted to France. Now, we can talk about France, Ireland, and Germany. We can talk about anywhere in Europe. And of course, there's going to be pluses and minuses to every country, as there is in the United States. I know it's funny sometimes if you tell people that you're moving and you tell them where you're going to, they'll come up with every reason in the world why you probably shouldn't go there. And that's one of the things you have to be ready for. Sometimes people are just sad to see you go, and if possible, they'd love to be able to talk you out of it. Other times, unfortunately, maybe they're a little bit jealous and they're trying to speak negatively about the place that you're going to. You know, you have to understand, as I'm sure you do, that there is no perfect place to live in the world, but there are some places that are much better fits, possibly, than what you have now. You can look at one country and compare, let's say, a city to a town, and you can be looking at a completely different style and experience of living as the same way you can where you're living now. If you think about where you're living now, you could probably name a city that's close to you, and if you decided to move there, your experience would be completely different from where you are now. We can be talking about the city in any country. We can talk about the country, small neighborhoods or villages. Depending on where you decide to go, that specific location, you will have a specific experience relative to that location. So it's tough to make a blanket statement that one place is great and another place is terrible. I think it all depends on what the real estate people have been telling us for years. Location, location, location. So Spain, Portugal, very popular right now. France, Ireland, Germany. Mexico, also very big for expats and just a few hours flight from the United States. But again, worlds away as far as experience goes. Even Australia and Canada have become top destinations. And one of the things that are driving this, besides the ability to enjoy that digital nomad type of lifestyle as a professional, is the promise of affordable living. Depending on where you live in the United States, for example, it can be much cheaper, comparatively speaking, if you're going from a Los Angeles or a New York or a Chicago or a Miami to these locations in a Portugal, Spain, France, or Germany, or Ireland for that matter. Affordable living, a better work-life balance, global lifestyle, maybe if that's what you're looking for in a place like a Dubai. These things were once reserved for maybe a handful of people, and probably well-off people at that. And everything has changed now. Now this type of experience is available to more people than ever before. And it's not just about the lifestyle and the change, it's also about feeling like you are at home. And the easiest way to do that is to take the things that matter most with you to wherever it is that you are going to. One of the questions also that comes in quite a bit of the time is, what should we actually bring with us? Should we bring with the family? Or for an individual, what should I bring with me? I think the easiest way to answer that question is ship what you use each and every day. Maybe we could look at things like your mattress, your work desk, your electronics, your kitchen gear, seasonal clothing. Maybe you will leave and store bulky U.S. appliances here unless the voltage matches, and you can discover whether that's going to be the case or not before you leave. So you really want to pack smart. Some countries have strict regulation on wood, most definitely on food, and some even on toys. And of course, don't forget your pets. If you have a pet, let us know and we'll help you make sure that your furry family members get there without any problem. Yes, even to Europe. Now, if you want to keep it minimal, maybe you can take advantage of our groupage shipping, so you only pay for the container space that you use. That's perfect for smaller families or remote worker moves or individuals. And this is what sets SDC International Shipping apart. A global presence with offices and partners all around the world, licensed by the Federal Maritime Commission. Dedicated relocation specialists will be available to you on both coasts, no matter where you are in the United States. We serve all 50 states. Storage solutions in the U.S. are available. Overseas, they are available. It's part of the overall services that we provide, and many people take advantage of temporary storage solutions because their house isn't ready. And on top of everything, you'll be able to enjoy transparent pricing, which is huge. No hidden surprises at the end. And you'll be working with an experienced, caring team that does this each and every day. We've helped thousands of people transition to a new chapter in their lives, whether they're making an advancement in their career abroad, or maybe they're entering into their retirement years, or remote work freedom. Whatever the reason, we're here to help you make it happen. If you haven't already been to our website, be sure to check it out at www.sdcinternationalshipping.com. We have an international moving blog there. Just click on the Moving Tips button at the top of the page. Or if you're ready to talk directly with a relocation specialist to get specific answers to specific questions, give us a call at 877-339-0267. That's 877-339-0267. We look forward to meeting you and working with you in making your next move your most successful ever.